Hey, it's Wealth Boss here, bringing you a crucial update you'll definitely want to know about, because it could impact your wallet in just 5 days. If you've been wondering how much your Social Security check will actually go up, you're in the right place. A new increase is coming, and while that sounds like great news, the real question is, how much of that boost will actually land in your pocket? The government has officially announced the annual cost of living adjustment, or COLA, for Social Security. For 2025, it's set at 2.5%. That means if you receive Social Security benefits or supplemental security income, your payment will increase by about 2.5% starting with the benefit payable in January 2025. On the surface, that might not sound like much, but every dollar counts, especially with inflation still nibbling away at purchasing power. Let's talk numbers. According to the Social Security Administration, the average monthly retirement benefit before the increase was about $1,927 for 2024. After the 2.5% increase, that average benefit rises to roughly $1,976. That's about a $49 per month bump for the average retiree. If you're receiving supplemental security income, which is designed for low-income individuals, your maximum federal monthly benefit will rise from $943 to around $967. Not a life-changing jump, but still a little extra to help with groceries or rising utility bills. Now, let's make this more personal. To figure out what your own increase will look like, take your current monthly benefit and multiply it by 0.25. That's the 2.5% increase. Whatever that number is, add it to your current benefit and you'll have a solid estimate of your new monthly payment. So, if you're currently receiving $2,000 per month, 2,000 times 0.25 gives you $50. Add that on, and you'll be looking at a new benefit of about $2,050 per month. If you're getting $3,000 now, multiply that by 0.25, and you get $75 more. That brings your new total around $3,075 per month. It scales evenly across the board. The more you currently receive, the bigger your dollar increase will be, but the percentage remains the same for everyone. However, there's an important part. Most people overlook the difference between your gross benefit and what you actually get deposited into your account. Let's be real, you might not see the full 2.5% boost in your hands. That's because of deductions and offsets. If you're enrolled in Medicare Part B, your premium is automatically deducted from your Social Security check each month. When that premium increases, and it usually does every year, it can eat into your COLA raise. The same goes for Medicare Part D, IRMAA, surcharges for higher income earners, or any other automatic deductions that apply to your benefits. So while your benefit technically goes up by 2.5%, your actual take-home increase could be smaller. For example, if your Medicare premium increases by $10 a month and your COLA adds $49, you're really only seeing $39 more in your pocket. It's still an increase, but not quite as large as it looks on paper. There's also the timing aspect. The 5 days in the title refers to how soon the new payment cycle begins. Most recipients will start seeing their new COLA adjusted payments in January 2025, which represents the benefit for December 2024. If you're receiving SSI, your increase may show up a little earlier, since those payments often arrive at the end of the prior month. This change isn't retroactive. It only applies to payments made from January forward. You won't get a lump sum or any back pay for prior months. And remember, the Social Security Administration bases the COLA on the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, known as the CPIW. The increase reflects how much the cost of living rose over the past year, not necessarily how much your personal expenses went up. Now, you might be wondering, why only 2.5%? last year's increase was higher, right? The reason is inflation has cooled slightly compared to the previous year's spike. The formula, the SSA, uses strictly follows inflation data, so when prices rise more slowly, the COLA increase is smaller. Over the last decade, the average COLA has been around 2.6%, so 2025's adjustment is right in that historical range. Still, 2.5% may not feel like enough when you factor in the rising costs of healthcare, groceries, rent, and energy. For many retirees, expenses like prescription drugs and housing have grown faster than the overall inflation rate, meaning even with this bump, it can feel like you're treading water financially. So what can you do as a smart wealth boss viewer? First, check your official Social Security account online. If you don't already have one, it's free and easy to set up on the SSA website. Once logged in, you can view your benefit amount, payment history, and projected new payment. This helps you verify exactly how much more you'll get. Second, grab a calculator and apply that 2.5% to your current benefit amount. Write down the increase so you can plan your budget accordingly. Even a small raise can be used strategically, whether it's paying down debt, adding to your emergency savings, or covering that extra medical cost that's been creeping up. Third, review any automatic deductions tied to your Social Security payments. If your Medicare premiums or other expenses are increasing at the same time, you'll know in advance what your real net increase will be. And if you're still working while receiving Social Security, be aware of the earnings test. If you're under full retirement age and make over a certain amount, part of your benefit could be temporarily withheld. The good news is that once you reach full retirement age, those withheld benefits are credited back to you over time. You should also know that this 2.5% increase applies across the board to retirees, disabled workers, survivors, and SSI recipients. It's automatic, you don't need to fill out any forms or request it. The SSA applies it for everyone who qualifies. Now, let's do some quick real-life examples. If you currently receive $1,200 a month, multiply that by 0.25 and you get $30. So your new monthly amount will be about $1,230. If your spouse receives $1,800, they'll get a $45 increase, bringing them up to $1,845. A couple receiving a combined $3,300 would see an increase of about $83 per month. Over the course of a year, that adds up. Even that $50 monthly increase totals $600 annually, which might cover a couple of utility bills or a few grocery runs. One more thing to keep in mind, the COLA increase also affects the maximum taxable earnings limit for workers contributing to Social Security. For 2025, that limit will rise slightly, meaning high-income earners will pay Social Security taxes on a bit more of their income before reaching the cap. That ensures the system keeps funding the benefits being paid out. And while we're talking about funding, the COLA adjustment is crucial for maintaining purchasing power for retirees. Without it, inflation would slowly erode the value of Social Security benefits over time. It's not a perfect system, but it's designed to help benefits keep pace with the cost of living. So, as the new payments roll out, expect to see the adjusted amount reflected in your January deposit if you're on Social Security, or late December if you receive SSI. Watch your statement closely to make sure the increase matches your calculations. If it doesn't, contact the SSA for clarification. Errors are rare, but it's always worth double-checking. Now let's talk mindset. Even if the increase feels small, it's a reminder to stay proactive about your finances. Inflation won't stop, and neither should your planning. Use this as an opportunity to revisit your budget. Are there subscriptions you don't use? Are there cheaper insurance plans or ways to trim utility costs? that $40 or $50 could be part of a bigger savings goal if you manage it wisely. If you have other income sources like a pension, 401k, or investment dividends, now's a good time to review how they complement your Social Security income. Every bit of coordination helps maximize what you have. Think of this increase as a small step forward, one that adds up when combined with smart money moves. And here's a little perspective. The average retiree getting about $50 more each month might not sound huge, but across the roughly 70 million Americans receiving Social Security, this adjustment represents billions of extra dollars flowing into the economy. That spending helps support local businesses, healthcare services, and overall economic stability. So, even though the headlines might call this a modest increase, for many households, it's a welcome relief, a little breathing room to handle everyday expenses. To wrap it all up, in just a few days, Social Security recipients across the country will see their payments rise by 2.5%. For most, that means around $40 to $50 more each month. The actual number varies depending on your benefit amount and deductions, but it's a guaranteed raise you can count on. As always, I encourage you to stay informed, check your SSA account, and plan how you'll use that increase to strengthen your financial position. It's not about the size of the boost, it's about how wisely you use it. Thank you for watching Wealth Boss. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss updates that can directly impact your money. Leave a comment with your thoughts. How do you plan to use your Social Security increase this year? Remember, wealth isn't just about earning more. It's about making smarter choices with what you have. Until next time, stay wise, stay prepared, and keep building your wealth the smart way with Wealth Boss.